Hiya, welcome back to my channel, leonyxtarot, and today we're doing a pick a card reading on what this next chapter is for you. We're going to use oracle cards to attain what the situation is, then we're going to look at blockages and what you can do that would support you in bringing this forward quicker, and then we're also going to get supporting messages and things to just kind of uplift you and encourage you from your spirit guides. So we have 3 piles to choose from. Pile 1 has this piece of, trying to get that into focus for you. It has this tower, which is citrine, I believe. We have pile 2 with this small sodalite egg, or Sodalite. And then we have pile 3 with this tiger's eye egg. So feel free to pause the video if you need to, and I will see you in your reading. There, pile 1, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to put your piece of citrine up there. But citrine to me is all about your personal willpower and really having that self energy to step forwards and be empowered in your life. But we're going to look at your oracle cards just to see what the situation is about, what this next chapter is going to be bringing forwards, and then we'll get into your tarot afterwards. So we have stars. You can manifest your every wish. And we have one step ahead is all you need. And we also have the present. I fully experience every moment of my life by living in the present. And we also have citrine, which is just kind of reaffirming that citrine energy. So yeah, this is all about stepping into your own personal power and being able to take that step forwards to bring in what it is that you desire. It's a very empowered energy and empowered place that you're stepping into. But this doesn't have, it can be that you are stepping into your own personal power and being more present in your body and more in alignment with yourself. But this could also be a situation that will put you in a position of power, whether it be a new job or a promotion, something like that, that's going to mean that you have authority over other people, and you may find yourself in charge of a team or something like that. But there is something very much about your own personal willpower coming forward. So it's something that you have been wanting or desiring for quite some time. And it's just about taking those steps. As it says here, one step ahead is all you need. And just keep putting one foot in front of the other. There may be something that you are waiting for to kind of fall into place, and it may be that there is something about waiting for you to take that step forwards, to feel empowered enough to strive forwards and go for what it is that you want rather than holding back. So, and this feels like it could be quite job related or career related. So if there's something that you've been wanting to do, but you've been holding back because you're waiting for a sign from the universe, or you're waiting for things to fall into place, there's a part for you to play. And it's like the universe is waiting for you to feel ready and to take that step forward so that you can co-create, because everything is already there. But it's a matter of you stepping forwards into that and going for what it is that you want. And with this, the present card that we have here, it has all of the elements represented on the card in the 4 corners. which is making me think of magician type energy. So you have everything already at your disposal. You have all of the tools, the skills, and everything that you need. It's just about having that focus and drive to move forwards and to put everything together, because that's what's going to lead to your wish fulfillment. But you're going to feel very empowered in this next phase of your life. And yeah, there isn't much more that I can say about it, because I'm just going to end up repeating myself, because it really is about you stepping forwards and into your power in this next chapter. So let's get some tarot on this. So for my pile ones, please, Spirit, what's currently blocking this from coming in or slowing down the arrival of this next chapter? And we have the Hierophant. What else, please? What else is blocking or slowing down my pile ones? Queen of Materials and Knight of Inspiration. So there may be a sense of feeling like you need to stay within a set tradition or way of doing things, and it's something that would have been passed down through generations of how to do things. So if, say for example, you wanted to do something that was more of a creative career, whether that be something within design or some kind of technology, and you come from a family of very hard workers that have always done quite manual jobs, you may feel like you are pushing against the norm by going for your passions and what it is that you really want to seek out. Because the Knight of Inspiration is the Knight of Wands, and it's all about seeking and finding what it is that really lights you up and that spark of passion. If you are feeling like you need to have everything in place in your material world, and you feel like yes, there is a need to be sensible and have a certain amount of savings before. I'm not saying like quit your job and just go for it, but there is a way to compromise in that. You don't need to have a large savings in your account to be able to pursue something that you are passionate about. And if this is something that has been kind of drummed into you over a period of time, that you need to be sensible, you need to have all of your material aspects and physical needs and really your money all in order before you can do something that has been dubbed more maybe frivolous, then that's part of what is slowing you down. There may be a need for you to find a way to have some kind of balance between the two, so that you are still looking after your physical needs, but you're also going after your passions and what it is that's really calling to you and driving you forwards and that you want to bring in. So let's get some more tarot on this just to kind of confirm and see what it is that you can do that's going to help speed this up and bring this into alignment for you so that you can step into this new chapter. So Spirit, what will help my pile ones, please, step into this new chapter more easily and more fully? Is there anything that my pile ones can do to help bring this in, please? Hold on, there's some that's just dropped on the floor. So you had 3 jumpers, But there was something else that came out, or came to mind, with the Night of Inspiration. The Night of Inspiration can be quite flitty and kind of has many different things, or has a tendency, like many different things that they have, ideas or things that they want to take action on. But they can also be quite risk takers. So if you find that you are being indecisive, that may be stopping you from taking action. But yeah, it's just an extra thing that kind of came through. So for the 3 jumpers that you had that are going to help you to speed this up, we have Death, the Hanged Man, and the Ace of Inspiration. So there is very much a need for transformation, not resisting transformation, allowing it to happen and going with the flow and gaining a new perspective through doing this. Because this new perspective and alchemization that's going to help you to transform, it's going to spark that knowing and inspiration of what it is that you want to be doing. It's going to help you gain insight and clarity around what it is that you want to be working towards if you've been indecisive about that. And on the back of the deck we have the Queen of Emotions, which is the Queen of Cups. So overall, apart from this leading into you being more fully present in your body and empowered, there may be a need for you to look at your emotions and how you're feeling about your life right now and to kind of take time to reflect on that, which will be part of the Hanged Man energy, because the Queen of Emotions is very much in attunement with her intuition and her emotional wants and needs, and having that emotional maturity to be able to really know what she wants and what will emotionally fulfill her. Which feels like exactly what it is that you're working towards with this new chapter that's coming in. But we also have, I've also pre-done your oracles as well, which we'll look at in a second. But yeah, it's just allowing yourself to transform. Don't be afraid to shed things that no longer serve you. If you don't enjoy doing something anymore, it's okay to either cut back on how much time you invest in it, whether it's a job that you aren't happy in. Then it's about carving out time outside of work that's going to allow you to really kind of delve into what it is that you enjoy doing, or what it is that you want to work towards. Even if you can only dedicate an hour a week or an hour a day towards what it is that you want to work on, it's going to allow you to start that transformation process and to start to embody what it is that you are working towards and what it is that you want to achieve or bring into your life. But if you can follow those sparks of joy and sparks of interest, it's going to lead you to where you're meant to be. It may not be where you logically think that you should be going or what you should be doing, but there is a very spiritual aspect coming through of you being divinely guided. And if you can align with your intuition and what it is, what really brings you that happiness and joy and love for life, and follow that, it's going to lead you to much bigger and better things than you could imagine. And that's what this next chapter is all about. bringing you into alignment with that. So we're going to take a look at your oracle cards now, which are going to be, I shuffled these with the intent of them being uplifting messages for you of encouragement. These can be from the universe, your spirit guides, team, higher self, just kind of basically fill in the blank that fits for you. But we have starseed. Raise the vibration of the planet through your radiant loving light. And for me, that's all about following your joy and your bliss and being happy, because it's going to ripple out and have that ripple effect. We also have blue flame. Connect to the blue flame, which is the light of pure love within you. And we have let your dreams shift and shape, just like your life shifts and shapes every day. Ask yourself every morning, am I shaping my life the way I want it to be? Which is very much that kind of energy that's coming through for you to speed up this process. And we have close your eyes and think about your dream being alive and well. How do you feel? Cherish this feeling and keep it as your compass. Follow it. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. And we have don't chase your dream. Learn to appreciate the present moment. When your dreams do come true, you will have learned to enjoy the moment instead of reaching for the next dream instead. Teach your mind to rest in the moment. So, and we've had that come out with the previous oracle cards as well, about being present in the moment. So you may find something like mindfulness practices or meditation, or even something like yoga, that will bring you back into that present moment, to just kind of be okay with where you are, because you are where you are for a reason. Our lives shift and change and shape into what we create them into, based off of the choices that we make every day. And it's okay to be where you are, regardless of how that looks for you, because there is something that you have learnt from that situation, and that you can draw upon as an experience to alchemize. So although you may not be exactly where you want to be right now, that's okay. You can't change anything that has led you to this moment. The only thing that you can do is move forward from this moment by being present with where you are and okay with where you are, and making peace with that. And then you can plan the steps moving forwards, because you can't base it off of who you used to be, because you've had life experiences since then that have changed you, and that's okay. That's part of life. You don't need to beat yourself up for not handling things differently or not being the same person that you were, because you aren't meant to. You aren't meant to be that person, otherwise you wouldn't have had those experiences that you did. And just embracing who you are now in that moment, whenever it is that you're hearing this reading, then this is where you're meant to be, and you can only move forwards from this moment. But yeah, I hope that this has been helpful for you. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you. This is where I'm going to leave your reading, but I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I really hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hey my Palties, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to pop this up here. Because of the colour of this, I honestly can't remember if it's pronounced Sodalite or Sodalite, but it's all to do with your throat chakra and communication. So there may be a need to, if you've been struggling to communicate your wants and needs, there may be a need to look at that. If you want to work with your throat chakra, then things like singing can help. or anything where you're really using your vocal cords, but something that will help you relax. So even if it's singing in the shower or in the car, this can all help you work with your throat chakra, or even chanting as well if you do meditation. But we're going to look at your oracle cards now to see what the situation of the new what the new chapter is going to be, and then we will get into your tarot. So we have wings. You never needed those wings to fly. And we have creator, alchemy. And we also have movement, meditation. I celebrate and honor my physical body through dance and movement. And we have rhodonite as well. So if you find numbers are significant, we have 8, 60, 32, and there isn't one on the crystal card. So yes, 8, 60 and 32. So it could be any combination of those. But there's a real sense of coming into alignment with your heart. And because if there's such an importance in remembering to keep our hearts open and to enjoy the journey that we're on, and really kind of stepping into our joy, because when our heart feels light, it makes us feel light as well and feel like we can fly. It's that sense of, as this says, you never needed those wings to fly. And when you can step into that heart-centered place and joy and following what really fills your cup up and your emotional fulfillment and sense of joy, it's a really uplifting and magnetic kind of experience. And from that place you can draw in anything and everything that you need. With this card here, with the movement meditation, yes, meditation could be important for you, but there's also something about connecting more with your body. Although it says dance and movement, this could be anything from dancing, having a dance break if you can and you're able to at work. Okay, this is more of something that you can do when you're working from home, but having a break, and just even if it's just for one song, just putting on your favourite song, having a 5-minute dance break, just to kind of get that movement going. Because if you're the type of person who is working from a desk and you find that you are sitting down a lot of the time, your body isn't getting the amount of movement that it needs, and it can affect how our body feels, because you get aches and pains where you're hunched over, sitting in the same position. And being mindful of your posture as well could be helpful for you from a more practical, like tangible sense of actions. But you may find that you are naturally drawn to moving your body and doing things differently as you move into this next chapter, because you're going to be very much in tune with what your body wants and needs, and what you need emotionally, and the kinds of situations and relationships and things that are right for you and are in alignment with you. Because to me, when we are aligned with our heart, everything becomes easier to know whether it feels right or not. And if something doesn't feel right, you'll either naturally shift away from it, or it won't linger. It's something that will just kind of pass you by. And that's the kind of place that you are moving into. And with this creator alchemy energy, there's a sense of transformation going on as well. because alchemy is all about bringing together things and transforming them, and really kind of reinventing yourself. You may find that as you move into this next chapter, you've gone through a sense of a transformation and reinvention of who you are, and it's leading you to feel like a much happier and more fulfilled and lighter sense of being coming in. So, and if you suffer with setbacks along the way, don't let it stop you from really going for what it is that you want and pursuing that happiness. And because setbacks happen, it doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path or that something isn't meant for you. It just means that the circumstances aren't right and the timing might be off or something. Because of this being such a heart-centered thing, it's also making me think of relationships as well. So if you're putting yourself out there in the dating world, and everyone goes through dud dates, and it can be kind of corrosive if you let it be to your self-esteem and well-being because of things just not panning out, or finding that you're kind of feeling quite disappointed by the whole process. If that's the case, just take a step back, refocus on yourself and your own relationship with yourself as well, and really connecting with your heart and body and finding those things that bring you joy outside of relationships. It's not going to be for everyone. It was just something that, an example that came to mind, which isn't necessarily the case for you, but it could be. But it doesn't mean that long term you should let it put you off of pursuing a relationship. It just means that maybe the time's wrong, or you just haven't found the right person, and that's okay. There isn't anything wrong with that. But obviously I know that not all of you listening to this are going to be single and looking for something, or single and even worrying about that. But there is definitely something about your relationship with yourself and honouring your own needs, whether that be physically or emotionally, because of this being so heart-centered, and being able to communicate your needs as well. Considering that we had the blue crystal come out, all linked with your throat chakra, there could be something here for you about being able to communicate what it is that emotionally fulfills you and what it is that you need from your relationships, whether they be platonic, with your family, or romantic relationships. It doesn't really matter, but being able to communicate your needs within those complex and intricate close relationships that we have with people, it may be helpful for you as you're moving into this energy and this new chapter. You may find that you need to communicate your needs in a different way, or find a different vocabulary to use as you move forwards, because it's going to help you to be able to communicate what it is that you need from people, and it will also affect how you show up in those relationships as well, and how you show up with yourself. Because if your communication with yourself isn't that great right now, as in the way that you speak to yourself or speak about yourself, it all reflects our own inner dialogue with ourselves, and we can demonstrate that to people by the way that we speak about ourselves to them, and that will also impact how they treat us, because we teach people how to treat us in the way that we show up and in our behaviour, in the way that we communicate. We teach people how to treat us, so there may be something in that for you as well as you work on your communication and being more aligned with what it is that that your heart really desires. So we're going to use the tarot to get an idea of what it is that's slowing you down from moving into this next chapter, and then we will look at what you can do to help speed this up and make it a smoother transition into this next chapter. So, Spirit, what do my pile twos need to know that's slowing them down, or slowing down this transition, or even blocking it from coming in? Can I get another one, please? And we have 2. So, yeah, right now the things that are going to slow this down or block this from coming in, if you've been through something painful that has led to you feeling isolated and really having that sense of loss, and you're kind of holding on to what was, that's going to slow this down. Yeah, it's all self-imposed, because there is a need to, it's to do with your beliefs and your thought patterns that may be holding you back. So it would be helpful for you to be able to look at those and see where it is that you are feeling like you aren't good on your own. You aren't self-sufficient and able to look after yourself in some way, whether that be emotionally or in a more tangible physical way, in the material 3D sort of sense, when it comes to money and material possessions. But holding on to things, and because it's a sense of self-imprisonment and not being able to see what is that's going to hold you back, or is holding you back from moving into this next chapter, and this real sense of loss and pain. Yes, it is important that we fully feel those emotions and allow ourselves to feel that sense of loss and heartbreak and separation. But don't allow yourself to stay there and become stuck there, because that is what then prevents your life from moving forwards, because you end up in this repeating cycle. And even if you were to bring and draw new people into your life, you would end up repeating that same pattern again. So it's allowing yourself to really alchemize that and release it, because when we're children, if you've been following my channel for a while, you would have heard me say this before, but when we're children, we really allow ourselves to fully feel something and to embody that and experience it in our entirety, because it goes through every aspect of ourselves and we allow ourselves to fully feel it. But in that same instance, because we're not resisting it and we are allowing ourselves to fully experience that emotion, whether it is happiness, sadness, pain, whatever it is, it moves through us a lot quicker and it doesn't become stuck in our bodies. So this thing about moving your body and being able to connect with your body more fully through movement and through dance, as mentioned in this card, that's going to help you to shift any stagnant energy. When you get towards the tail end of processing these emotions and allowing yourself to let go of what was and be okay with what is, moving your body is going to enable you to work through those very last bits and make sure that nothing is stagnant, because it's going to, if you're feeling like this, it's not going to allow you to have an open heart, And in this next chapter, that's something that you will have achieved. So this energy that you may be in that is blocking you and slowing things down, or that you could slip into if you aren't mindful of it, that will make you have a closed heart, and then you won't be able to fully experience this light-hearted energy that is meant for you in your next chapter. But we're going to get some more tarot and see what it is that you can do that would help bring this in quicker, or help you to align with it quicker. So Spirit, what can my pile twos do to help align themselves or bring this in? And we have the 5 of materials, 2 of materials, and 6 of voices. So if you've been isolating yourself from people, because when we're in a lower vibrational state, whatever that looks like, whether it is sadness, despair, pain, heartbreak, that makes us want to withdraw from the world, withdraw from our friends, our family, and be on our own. And to be able to shift through this, there is a need for you to find balance within that, and be able to start spending more time with your loved ones, your friends, your family, and really starting to kind of get back out there a little bit. Not as in a sense of, because if this is a relationship that's ended that you're struggling to process, it's not about jumping straight back out there and getting back into the dating world straight away, but it's about not letting this hold you back from being able to connect with people who care about you and who you care about, because that's going to help support you and to be able to move forwards and find that balance and sense of inner peace that you may be searching for, and really kind of begin to reconnect with yourself. If it's something that you haven't thought about doing, or you don't feel quite ready to, it's time to make plans. It's time to start reaching out and making those plans. With the 2 of voices on the back of the deck here, there is a need for planning and being able to set things in motion. It may not be time for you to take action on them straight away, but it's something that you can start planning for the future. Whether it be something that you plan for in a few months' time, like a family holiday or get together, or whether it be something that you plan for next week, having lunch with someone, with one of your friends or something like that, just to start to reconnect with people and start to re-emerge from this kind of hermit type energy that you can find yourself in, where you're cutting yourself off from everyone, because that's going to help support you and find that balance and peace that you're really kind of searching for, because that's kind of like the stepping stones that are going to help you to then move forwards into this new chapter with an open heart and lightness in your step. So we're going to take a look at your oracle cards, which I've already shuffled with the intent of them being uplifting and supporting messages from, I've left it kind of open who they're from, whether it be your spirit team, spirit guides, higher self, guardian angels, ancestors, fill in the blank, whatever feels appropriate to you. But we have reflection. See all aspects of yourself through the reflection of the one who mirrors your hidden self. Well, that's an interesting one to come out. I might pull a card on that one, just to get some more clarity for you. But observation, Expand your consciousness by observing the divine matrix of life. So just kind of seeing how other people interact, and something came to mind with that one. So when we are searching for a relationship, it is really helpful to be able to observe people who are in happy, stable relationships that embody what it is that we are looking for. And observe them, observe how they interact, and really observe how they are in their general sense of being. And to focus on the good of that. If you can focus on how it would feel to have that rather than experiencing the loss. I mean, you're going to need to work through some of this possibly before you can get to that point, so that you aren't kind of feeling sad about it or feeling that there is a sense of lack there. But if you can get to the point where you're observing and really kind of focusing on the positives of that, that can help you to draw things into you as well. And there may also be a need for you to observe your own actions and the way that you're showing up as well in your relationships, and that can be any kind of relationship that I'm referring to there. Just to kind of observe your actions and reactions and how you're showing up with people, because it can be very enlightening as well. And this may be what it is that's being reflected back to you. So if you're, because our closest relationships, especially our romantic relationships, they reflect how we're showing up. We draw people in who are at the same place as what we are a lot of the time. So we can use those as a mirror for what we need to work on and where we are in our own soul growth as well. And in our growth in general, as to how we show up in relationships, because they're quite often a reflection of us. So for example, if you have a tendency to date people who are emotionally unavailable in some respect, whether it be that they are not ready for a relationship, or there's something that kind of holds them back and stops them from being emotionally available, it can be helpful to kind of look at how you're showing up, and is there any aspect of you that is showing up in a way that isn't emotionally available to someone else, and kind of use that as a tool for growth within yourself as well. But we're going to, let's see what these have for you. So, don't try to control things. It will take you further away from your inner wisdom. Calm down and listen to your heart. Your subconscious is always working towards your best interests. I love that. So yeah, it's all about finding your center and reconnecting with yourself, quite possibly through your body and movement and things like that. And we also have, you are special. The most special you this world is ever going to see. Follow your bliss, walk your own path, and let your special talents shine bright for everyone to see. Yeah, reconnect with yourself and who you really are. Rediscover yourself, because each experience that we go through, it changes us in some way, and we are constantly changing and growing and evolving, even if we don't set out to actually do that. And by reconnecting with yourself and what makes you you and unique is what makes you special, and knowing what that is will most likely help you at the moment. But we also have, things often don't work out as planned. Let things appear just as they do, and be sure to notice how they unfold perfectly. So yeah, if something isn't meant for you, it will pass you by. There's no need to force it or try and make something happen, because if something is meant for you, it will come back around. So it's okay to let it go. because what is meant for you won't pass you by. It will come back, or it will stay. And it's about trusting yourself and the universe and your guides that what is meant to be will be, and that's okay, because everything is unfolding as it should in each and every moment, even if we aren't aware of it. There's so much that we can't consciously be aware of, because the energies and the matrix of the universe and how everything interacts with each other, we can't possibly comprehend all of that. So it's just trusting in a higher power to allow things to unfold naturally as they're meant to, and just kind of making sure that you're doing your bit and showing up in the best way possible. So I really hope that this has been helpful, Pile 2. I am sending you so much love, and this is where I'm going to leave your reading, but I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So, as you chose the Tiger's Eye, and as I'm tapping into your energy, the next chapter is going to be so peaceful and grounded, and you're going to feel really sure of yourself, sure of your boundaries, sure of who you are and what you will and won't stand for. If you want to work with a crystal that will support you in this and finding that grounded balance, and it's a sense of strength and inner confidence as well, then Tiger's Eye would be really helpful for you right now. But let's have a look at your oracle cards. So these are going to represent the next chapter that you are moving towards. Then we'll get some tarot on what could be slowing it down or blocking it, and what you can do to help move this forwards and come into alignment with it more easily and smoothly. So we have Library, take control of your own narrative, with number 22. And we have Sacred Mirrors with 33. And we have Reach Out, which is number 12. I reach out my hand and my heart to connect to the... I'm going to start that again because I'm falling over my words. I reach out my hand and my heart to connect to and unite all of humanity. And we have Petrified Wood, which is also a very grounding, stable kind of energy. It's making me think very much of a Taurus kind of energy, very kind of slow and methodical, but also very sure and very stable. So you may have been, or you may be dealing with, whether consciously or subconsciously, people who are in some way controlling your narrative, and there may be an element of manipulation there, whether they are aware of it or not. And this next chapter is going to be about you being more aware of that and knowing how to handle it, and having that grounded sense of who you are and where your boundaries are and what you will tolerate and not tolerate. Because it can be quite tempting when someone like that comes along to, or if you've grown up being a people pleaser and kind of putting everyone else's needs before your own, it can be very tempting to relinquish that control and to allow someone else to take the lead and take the reins. But in this next chapter, you're going to be taking back that control and going to be taking control of your own life and where you're headed. But this doesn't feel like it's going to be a massive external shift. This feels like an internal thing. You know what they say, it's an inside job. But it's that kind of sense of thing that's coming through. And you'll quite possibly realise or be able to see how people are mirroring things for you, mirroring any wounding that you may have that you're working through, mirroring behaviours and patterns that you've learned over the years. So patterns of behaviour, and the people around you are reflecting that back to you because of how you've always shown up. But there is also an element of being very connected with Mother Gaia, the universe as a whole, the planet, but not only that, but also with yourself, your higher self, and your true essence of who you are. That connection is going to be so much stronger, and that's what's going to give you the opportunity to take that power back. And because it isn't, although it's a very empowered energy, it's not in a kind of an outward expression. It's more of a, when you say no, you mean no. No is a complete sentence. And if someone questions that, you're more likely to turn around and say, what part didn't you understand, the N or the O? Because that's all they need to know. And it's going to come from a very core part of you and that inner strength. So you won't be reacting, you won't be exploding at people or being aggressive or feeling like you need to fight for anything. It's very peaceful and just no is no. And just kind of, if someone can't accept that, then that's their problem. That's the kind of energy that you're shifting into, and what this next chapter is all about for you. Regardless of what your external circumstances are, this is all about your own inner world and inner growth, which hasn't been the case for the other piles. They've felt more external, whereas this one is truly all about you and your inner world, and really feeling at peace with who you are, which I think quite possibly you're already starting to tap into, and you already have some kind of sense of awareness of, but you may not have been taking action on it or known how to communicate it. But as you step into this new chapter, that all of that is going to fall into place, and you're going to really feel that inner strength and be okay with where you are and who you are and what you need from the world and life. But let's get some tarot. We're going to see what it is that is slowing this down, or could be blocking this next chapter from starting. And then we're going to also look at what you can do to align with this and speed things up, because it's all energy, and divine timing is, for the majority of it, it is about being in that energy rather than a linear sense of time, if that makes sense. So, Spirit, what is blocking or slowing down my pile threes from coming into this new chapter or starting this new chapter, please? What's blocking or slowing down my pile threes? Four of emotions. Oh, and we have a jumper, which has landed by my foot, so that's nice and easy for me to get. And we have Page of Voices. What else, please, Spirit? slowing down or holding back my pile of threes, please. That's way too many. It's like half the deck. What else, please? And we have the 9 of voices as well. Okay, so there may be a sense of melancholy and not seeing everything that you have in front of you right now emotionally. The things that are going to slow this down are not just a sense of melancholy, and there may be a sense of low moods, low motivation, not feeling like you can do this. There also might be fears and anxieties coming up for you around changing your patterns of behaviour and how people are going to react to that, and feeling like a complete novice at being able to be able to see these and communicate these, and not knowing quite how to go about it and get any of the support that you need, because you don't know quite who to turn to. But it's because the answers are within you, not externally. But those sorts of things are going to slow this down and kind of get you sort of stuck in a way, because it can be quite easy to let our fears and anxieties kind of rule our lives, and have that lack mentality of, if you were to move away from a situation or a person and cut them out, then there's that fear and anxiety of that being it, there not being anyone else or any other situations that could be more in alignment with you or more fulfilling. It's that kind of energy that's coming up with this, and that real sense of this is it, this is your lot, and things aren't going to get better than this. But that isn't true, as we can see. That isn't true. But that kind of way of thinking and feeling is what's going to slow this down. So what can my pile of threes do to help them speed this up or come into alignment in a much smoother way, please, Spirit? What do they need to know to help them navigate this? The Magician. I love that. What else, please, Spirit? What else for my pile of threes? And we have the Knight of Voices. Yeah, that makes sense. Can I get one more, please, Spirit? And then we'll get into it. Get one more. And we have 2 more. So we have 3 of Inspiration and the 4 of Inspiration. Okay, so what's on the back of the deck? 5 of Emotions. Right, so the things that are going to help you. First of all, you have everything at your disposal already. You have all of the tools, all of the skills and things that you have them all already. Stepping into this Magician energy, focusing on this Magician energy, you have everything that you need right now already. And so there may be a need for you to focus on gratitude for that, on the things that are going right and the things that are going well for you. even if you are in this kind of energy right now, with the anxieties and fears and limiting beliefs coming up, even if you can be grateful for something really simple like a hot shower or your favourite meal and start to build on that, it's going to help shift your mindset, because this card talks about having everything that you need already, and it's about having the focus and drive to put them all together, to alchemize them into something new, and to really be able to utilize everything at your disposal. So be resourceful. If you're feeling trapped here, think of ways that you can start to work towards what it is that you want, or how you can free yourself from this energy. Even if it's one small step that you can do each day or once a week, something that will help build up your confidence and help you to gain that clarity and confidence in yourself. Because with the Knight of Voices here, the Knight of Voices is one of the fastest moving knights, but it's about having quick wit and having that clarity and knowing what it is that you're striving towards, and just generally knowing what it is that you want, which if you're stuck here, you may be struggling to know what it is, but you can know what you don't want. If you are experiencing nothing but what you don't want, it's really easy to get clear on. You don't want that anymore. So if you write all of that out and make a list of what it is that you don't want, okay, yeah, it's a low vibrational thing to do, but it's part of the process. Then once you've done that, then look at doing another list, which is like the flip side of it. So what would be the opposite of what you don't want? And that will give you an idea and a sense of what it is that you do want. Because with this Three of Inspiration here, it's all about spending time with others, being able to be around people that make you happy. And with the Four of Inspiration here, it's building those solid foundations and relationships with people who bring you joy and happiness and really help you to connect with that joyous part of yourself. And because we all have that, although we can get stuck in lower vibrational energies and fears and feeling unworthy as well, maybe something that's coming up for you, but by being able to be around supportive people who are going to be your cheerleaders and really be there for you and help to kind of hype you up and connect with that real sense of fun and who you are and sense of play, that's going to help support you and find that clarity and start taking the actions to move out of this energy and towards your next chapter. So these are the things that are going to support you. And also with this card of reaching out, it may be that you need to reach out within your spiritual connections as well, and reach out to the people in your life who you know are good for you and know help raise you up and support you and really help drive you forwards on what it is that you're passionate about and where you want to be in life. Find that support network, regardless of what it looks like for you, because you'll know whether those people are really supporting you or whether they are doing it for an ulterior motive because they want something for you. And trust me, if you are surrounded by people who are only doing things for you because they want something in return, those aren't the only kinds of people out there. There are people out there who will help you and help build you up and be there for you just because they want to be. Not because they want anything from you in return or because they think that they can get something from you. They will have their their fulfillment and needs met by their own inner world, and just by seeing you happy and seeing you kind of get out of that. It's almost a sense of coming in out from the cold, which is what the 5 of emotions is all about. It's that sense of being shunned and shut out and not having that support and loving network around you, and whether that is friends, family, however that looks for you, or community, and not having that. But by finding that and actively looking for that, because you have everything at your disposal and you're gaining the clarity to be able to see what it is that you need, that's going to help you know where to look for this support network and the people that are going to be there for you. And it's going to help you to really come out of these energies that are holding you back, to be able to move forwards. But this is what you need to seek and find. And if you already have people like this in your life, then it may be an idea to think about reaching out to them and spending more time with them and really building on those relationships and that sense of community with them. So I think that this kind of that's all I'm kind of getting from these. So we're going to look at some oracle cards for you. You got extra ones of these. I thought it was just 1 extra and you've ended up with 4, but it's all good. These are going to be your kind of messages of encouragement and to help try and lift you up as well. These can be from spirit, your spirit team, your guides, your ancestors, your higher self. Just kind of fill in the blank as to what feels appropriate to you for these. But we have fruition. Rest assured, your dreams and visions will come to fruition. Love that. It's just about staying positive and believing that it's possible. We also have strength. You are being guided by the cosmos. Stay strong. A positive outcome is assured. See, this is happening. This chapter, it's waiting for you. And we have Gaia. Connect to the pulse of Mother Earth. She will guide you through this time of change. Yeah, that feels so apt with the reach out card that we covered earlier. And we also have light. It is time to reveal your radiant light to the world. Yeah, step into that happiness. Find what makes you happy if you haven't got it already. And we also have, this moment is the foundation for all future moments. Open your mind and receive each moment as a new and exciting possibility. And we also have, try not to compare your life or your situation to those of others. When faced with new things or people, just say, interesting, and keep your mind open and awake. Don't feel inferior. All the possibilities are as open to you as they are to others. That is so true, and that feels so important for you, especially with it coming out over the top of the 9 of Voices as well. And we also have, you don't need to explain or justify what you know to be true in your heart. This is your life, your journey. Enjoy every fabulous moment. I love that because it feels like that energy that you are stepping towards in your next chapter, with that no means no kind of energy going on. And yeah, really knowing who you are and what you want and what life is about for you. So I really hope that this has been helpful for you, Pile 3. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you. And I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. And I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye.